guys ever plugged yourselves into one of those like script creating artificial intelligence things where you give it a transcript of one of your shows and it will spit out dialogue that it'll make new dialogue that you guys have?
Really? I've never.
Oh, dude, you
no,
got to
I
do
didn't know
that. People do it on my show I don't know who did it on my show, but they fed it into the system and then just have it shit out like a page of dialogue that we're supposed to have, and sometimes I'll read it and go like, I don't know if this is a fake one. Okay, yeah, this is definitely fake. Like you'll read it and you'll get to a point and then it's like, well, Sean, I'm off to go jump off. Like, okay, yeah, this is the fake one. But up until that point, it looks eerily like something
do you
would
know what
say.
It's called? That we can
No, I gotta find it. I'll find out.
Some listener
right
now
now
will transcribe a whole episode and plug it into this.
It's so funny. Let me ask the chat what it is.
To work, someone.
That would be to work someone. It's not even work for them. They're going to be having a grand old time transcripting and then making us look like retards. So is that it? It's going to be like
no, I'd love to see that. It'd be cool.
Fake voices or fake lines of
fake
things
lines.
we would say.
Yeah, so you guys can record yourselves saying all the words possible and then have a computer just generate episodes forever.
I don't think there's any words I haven't said. Here.
Yeah, I think everyone said every word.
Here,
that
though.
Can't be.
All the good ones.
I don't think there are any like pertinent words that I haven't said here.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes.
Yeah.
Phlebotomist. We haven't.
Well, the computer will use
I've
words
said phlebotomist
you've used.
because I was going to have to. So I have to get blood fairly often because the red blood cell count gets so fucking high because of my TRT, and so I'm going to have to hire a phlebotomist next time because I got flagged last time I gave blood for my
for terrorism
for syphilis antibodies because once you've had syphilis you've got syphilis antibodies for a long time. And so
that's how disease works. Yeah, yeah, you've got them.
They won't take my fucking blood down at the fucking Red Cross anymore. So I'm gonna have to hire a fucking phlebotomist.
They won't take your blood
down at the Red Cross. Yeah, yeah. It's STD blood. It's got the stain on it.
Syphilis.
It seems like syphilis antibodies are not a bug; they're a feature. Don't you want the ability to combat syphilis?
So I'm not an expert, but my guess is that syphilis antibodies are what they use to indicate that someone has syphilis. So a syphilis test for syphilis antibodies, and therefore they have no way of knowing if you either are currently have syphilis or if you had syphilis 3 or 4 years ago, like I did, whenever it was.
I know you didn't. You know why? Because you went through 2 different kinds of strep throat treatment 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. That literally would have killed the fucking syphilis, like what I went through last.
That's true. You guys have shit luck. You guys both got fucked by strep in the last couple of months.
Yeah. I got to the doctor and then they offered to give me that shot and I knew it was going to be a big ass needle like this and she was going to put it in my ass and I didn't trust her and I have to inject into that ass cheek regularly. God. So I was like, I took it from her and she let me inject myself with the fucking antibiotics and it was a big fucking shot. It was like that much liquid. It was a lot.
You know what's funny,
was it easy
Kyle?
to push the plunger?
Huh?
Was it easy to push the plunger?
Too easy. It was water based, so I went very slow. So this is oil based. So that's an interesting question because I don't know if I can show what testosterone looks like in oil, but no, let me see. It's just really
you can
thick.
see it a little bit.
Yeah, it's really thick. It's think of vegetable oil. Yeah, vegetable oil, olive oil, something like that. It's actually in MCT oil, I think, or something like that. They use a few different oils to do this stuff with, but it's grapeseed oil. That's actually my favorite.
That's your favorite oil? Grapeseed?
Yeah, it's easier to push than MCT oil because when you're pushing this syringe, it's I'll be pushing so hard that it'll be bent. The plunger will be bending. And it's hurting my fingers to push that hard.
I hate that.
One time in the winter, I don't remember what oil I was using, but I put the syringe in my shoulder, and then the plunger is obviously sticking out the back, and I walked up to a wall, and I held this carefully so that it wouldn't drive this into my shoulder anymore.
What is wrong with you?
I made this I made this the anchor, but I pushed this against a wall with my body weight. So, because it was hurting my fingers so much to push it as hard as it needed to be pushed to get it in. It was just going so. I've been pushing for 2 minutes
cold
because it was cold and thick oil. Yeah.
I wonder if you damaged the needle at all. Like maybe it was clogged and imperfect in some way.
No, because it was just it was like that every time. It was like that every time. I had to do it a lot. It was that batch of oil.
I talked to a nurse I know about your story about injecting yourself with that shit, and she was like, "Oh, that's like lose your license territory." Like, no, I was like, so like if some guy came in and he was clearly jacked and he could inject everything on his own, you would let him do it, right? And I was assuming that your situation was normal, and she was like, Oh no! Like,
no
like
way.
I'll lose my job if they come in and see some guy injecting himself, and I'm.
She should not have done that. She 100% should not have done that.
Yeah, no.
She was like, "Where would you put it?" And I'm like, "Right here, in the top of my glute." She's like, "Have you done this before?" And I'm like, "I do it every day in that glute." Lena, she's like, "Huh." Well, okay. Like, she was easily convinced, but I remember thinking like, I don't think she's supposed to do this.
No, absolutely not. They're not supposed to let people free plug themselves in the back.
I felt like it was on me at that point. If anything, it should be taking, any culpability off of her. I did the injection. Now, if anything goes wrong, it's on me.
Yeah, they got a thing in America about drugs and it being whose responsibility. You can't just do whatever you want with them, as it turns out.
I did exactly what
Apparently
she
you
wanted me to
can.
do with those drugs. I shot them into my ass cheek, and I felt better. I wish I had I wish I had like a couple of syringes or vials of like whatever the current antibiotic is, the penicillin thing, to just like knock out shit like these sore throats.
Penicillin.
Well, no, they're always making like a different one, right? Because penicillin doesn't work like it used to. Obviously, bacteria built up resistance to it. Same like there's lots of
amoxicillin.
Amoxicillin, something like that. Like I just wish I had a vial of something that I could just like.
We have
pop
some
and shot.
amoxicillin. You have to take the full dose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Our dogs seem fine. We were just a little irresponsible, and he is fine. That was months ago. So now we have these like canine amoxicillin sitting on the counter. And I'll tell you, if I was home, I would have downed some.
I mean,
if you were home,
amoxicillin is the exact same shit, right? You would just have to look at dosages.
That's what it's the dosage, and it's
These are Great Danes.
There's a 150 pound dog. Woody could have taken those.
Yeah, you would have been fine for you.
Yeah, it's the same doses for people because they're people-sized dogs. No, I think that would have worked. I try to take all of them, but at some point, it's like, really, all of these? I've been well for a week.
And because it fucks your stomach up so much to take them.
Yeah, it's unhealthy. I'm balancing back and forth between like, well, I want the next guy's penicillin to work, but also like, I'd rather not nuke my entire body's flora right at the moment with like 8 more of these pills. Like I feel like that's not good for me either. Like I don't know shit about that stuff, but Derek seems to stress it, and like a big part of my diet and supplementation is built around it. So maybe
pause there. So it's good for you not to take the whole dose, but it's bad for society. Did I get that right?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're taking it to the point that you get better,
you got leftover guys in you that build up an immunity to what you had because you didn't finish them all off. So you're no longer suffering, but you're still shedding the illness that's now immune or now more immune to your penicillin.
You just vaccinated the virus.